to change their lives. The heroes of this movie decide on a risky experiment that could cost them their friendship. The guys agree to actively spend time in bed as friends, without commitment and continuation. They get acquainted with new people and help each other to make their desires come true. What it turns out, such friendly games for each of them. We will find out at the end of the story. It's Emily Recaps and a new retelling. Enjoy the video. The movie starts with Dylan Harper discussing a photo for a news post on his blog. The guy forgot about his date with his girlfriend and asks a coworker to borrow his pants. At the same time, Jamie Reilly's calls her boyfriend. The couple is late for the girl's favorite movie. Jamie shows concern and makes sandwiches for Quincy. Dylan meets Kyla. The girl is angry because of the hero's lateness. The missed song became a good reason for her to break off the relationship with Dylan. In New York, Quincy also suggests Jamie to put their relationship on pause. The guys seek support from friends. Dylan tells his friend that he is going to go deeper into work and actively spend time with girls. Jamie, on the other hand, wants to become more reserved. The ideal of both characters in this regard is George Clooney. After a while, Dylan flies on an airplane to New York. The stewardess paid attention to the guy, but he began to make silly jokes and the girl left, raising his seat. Jamie goes to the airport. She works as a headhunter and is going to meet the specialist she needs, who arrives in the city from Los Angeles. To avoid wasting time, Jamie changes her clothes in the car and distracts the driver's attention with questions about the buildings around her. At the airport, she asks a man for an A4 sheet and corrects a name on it. A sudden gust of wind carries the sheet towards the luggage belt. Jamie cheerfully chases after the makeshift sign and helps the stranger retrieve his suitcase from the belt. Dylan watches as the girl in heels walks over the luggage. At the same time as Jamie, he lifts a sheet with his name on it from the tape. The guys get to know each other. Dylan praises the girl for the spectacular meeting, and Jamie asks to be called a recruiter because headhunter sounds intimidating. Dylan jokes that the only thing that would scare him about it is her determination. The girl has been recruiting a guy to consider the position for 6 whole months. Jamie takes his luggage from him and promises to change his life. When the couple gets into a cab, the heroine colorfully describes the prospects of the future art director of GQ magazine. But Dylan does not share her enthusiasm because the guy's blog collects 6 million views a month. The guys immediately like each other. They decide to have coffee and take a walk before the interview. Jamie jokes about the preferences of the inhabitants of Los Angeles. The girl escorts the new acquaintance to the office of the magazine. Dylan praises his drink, gives it to Jamie, and enters the building. The heroine becomes curious about what is so delicious in the guy's glass, but takes a sip, spits out the green tea, and rinses her mouth with the rest of his coffee. The interview lasted a long time. Dylan was surprised that Jamie had been waiting outside for him the whole time. The guy got the job, but he's not particularly happy about the news. Jamie tries to convince the hero that life in New York is worth the risk and invites him to celebrate a successful contract. The girl almost crosses the road when she notices that the acquaintance did not follow her. Jamie takes the guy by the hand and leads him across the road at a red light, because that's what those who live in New York do. The couple goes to relax at an outdoor bar. The heroine shares her experience in HR. Sean, an acquaintance of Jamie's, walks past the guy's table. Dylan tries to be nice, but the guy acts weird. Then the guys go for a walk in the night city and discuss the acquaintance. The girl shows the hero the nightlife of New York. They try street food, hide from the police, and go up to the roof for a bird's-eye view of the city. Sitting on the roof, Jamie asks the guy about his father and offers to look at the stars while lying on the roof. Later, the girl brings the hero to Times Square, where they hold a formation. During the dance, Dylan agrees to a move to New York and a position at a magazine. The guy's team congratulated him on his new start, and the hero flew out of Leahy. On the plane, he explained to a neighbor the essence of the movie Miracle on the Hudson. A not particularly cordial cab driver brought Dylan to his new place of residence, where Jamie left him a welcome note. At the new office, Dylan met his coworkers and took his door off its hinges as a sign that it was open to employees. After the meeting, Tommy, the sports editor, approached the hero and offered to spend the evening together. He wanted to help the guy find a buddy of interest, but he made the wrong assumption. Later in the afternoon, Jamie visited a new friend. Dylan showed the girl his idea for using formations for viral advertising. The girl asked the guy to hold the position for a few years so she could get a good fee. When Dylan asked where to have lunch, the girl decided to play a prank on him. She pretended as if the guy was asking her out on a date. The hero was embarrassed. This amused Jamie, and she decided to treat him to lunch herself. While the guys were eating, Dylan got a call from an ex-girlfriend. He told Jamie about why he broke up with the girl. The heroine decided that their situations with the guy were similar. The girl invited Dylan to a party at her house. In the evening, she introduced the guy to her friends, and they had a great time. After a while, Jamie saw Dylan's idea on the screen at the airport and took selfies to show her friend. The guys started spending a lot of time together and would often banter with each other. One night, they were watching a melodrama together. Dylan laughed at the banality of the movie, but noticed that Jamie knew the lines of the characters by heart. When the movie ended, the girl said she needed to sleep with someone to improve her health. The friends started discussing people who worry about the consequences. They both agreed that it would be cool to sleep around for health without commitment, like playing a game of tennis as friends. The heroine got up to fetch drinks, and Dylan decided he wanted to play tennis with her. They discussed the prospects and swore the purest of intentions on an electronic Bible. After a little preparation, the couple engaged in a long-awaited game of tennis. In the process, Dylan got carried away and began digging an underground passage, Jamie guiding him. Then she decided to brush her teeth, and the guy sneezed. In the morning, the hero's team was choosing the cover for the new issue of the magazine. Dylan didn't want Sean on it. Jamie invites the guy to go for a walk and talk about how they spent their time. The guys decide to stay friends and get active, watching sports programs and playing tennis. During another game of tennis, the heroine's mom walks into the apartment. Jamie introduces Lorna to Dylan. After work, the hero and Tommy play basketball and talk about Jamie. The colleague shares with the guy his experience in love affairs and sails home on his own boat. Lorna braids Jamie's hair and discusses with her daughter their friendship with Dylan. The woman suggests celebrating Independence Day together. In the next scene, Jamie tells Dylan that she wants to start dating someone. The guys decide not to play tennis anymore and go to the park for a snack. There, the hero notices a pretty blonde and goes to meet her. Jamie does not like that the friend found someone for a relationship before she did, and is happy that the blonde is married. The guys continue their walk, and Jamie meets Parker. The man asks her out on a date. The couple has fun over dinner talking about themselves. Jamie wants to try the 5-date rule in real life, and Parker agrees to her experiment. Dylan can't meet up with his girlfriend, so he agrees to go to a bar with Tommy. When the day of the 5th date arrives, Jamie and Parker decide to do gymnastics. Dylan gets acquainted in the bar with a shade girl, and they move to active actions. In the morning, the heroine wakes up to a phone call from a friend. She wants to talk in her room, but her inebriated mother sleeps on the bed. Jamie goes outside for coffee. Friends talk on the phone about the heroine's busy evening. Near the house, Jamie meets Parker, who tries to escape from responsibility, and the couple breaks up. The girl goes to Dylan to tell about everything while he is going home. A friend gives Jamie a painting and advises him to go on a planned vacation with his mother. However, Lorna has gone back to her man and left town. Dylan invites the friend to go to visit his relatives. On the airplane, the girl thanks the hero for his support. At home, the guy introduces Jamie to his family. His nephew, Sam, is fond of tricks and accidentally sets fire to the sleeve of his jacket. Dylan's sister and father are excited to meet his girlfriend. The boyfriend discovers that his father's illness has worsened, and he prefers not to wear pants. In the evening, Annie tells Jamie about Dylan. The sister notices the way the boyfriend looks at his friend. When Jamie goes to bed, he suggests that she play tennis again. The girl wants her friend to support her after the breakup, and they have fun in her room. Suddenly, Jamie changes his mind, and they spend the rest of the night playing tennis. Annie notices Dylan leaving her friend's room late at night. In the morning, the family has breakfast at the seaside. Sam demonstrates his skills as a magician again. Dylan spends time with his nephew on jet skis. The boy takes a liking to Jamie. In the evening, the girl tells the boy's family about how they met in New York. The father asks if the son gave his son an engagement present to his girlfriend. Dylan tries to explain to him that Jamie is just a friend. When the hero's father starts asking about his wife, his kids realize it's an attack of Alzheimer's. The next day, Dylan brings his friend to a slope with the letters Hollywood on it. The guys chat about the hero's parents. The police come to pick them up in a helicopter. It turns out that Dylan is afraid of heights and can't get off the ladder by himself. Later in the afternoon, he becomes a character on the local TV news. Annie decides to talk to her brother about Jamie. The guys did not notice the girl in the room, and the heroine hears everything that Dylan thinks about her. In the evening, Jamie goes home. Jamie decides to limit communication with Dylan. Lorna comes to town for the weekend. The woman noticed that her daughter is dropping calls from her friend, but Jamie does not want to discuss her relationship with Dylan. She was highly offended and refuses to recruit her friend to a large book company. Based on his way to the office, the hero tries to call Jamie. He saw the building that the girl liked to climb and found her there. The heroine confessed that she heard his conversation with his sister. The couple quarrels and Dylan is left on the roof alone. In the evening, he watches his girlfriend's favorite melodrama by himself. Jamie learns that the book company has contacted Dylan directly and can't have him breaking his contract with the magazine. She finds her friend on the set and they fight again. At home, Dylan finds the first note from Jamie in the kitchen. He talks to his sister on the phone and promises to meet his father at the New York airport. Jamie talks to her mom about Dylan. She thinks her daughter is afraid of making her mistakes. Dylan meets his father at the airport and they go to a cafe for a bite to eat. The hero loses sight of his father while he is talking to the receptionist of the place. Dylan finds him without pants at one of the tables. People look at the man with judgment. The guy decides to support his father. He too takes off his pants and sits down at the table. Over dinner, the man tells his son about his true love that he missed out on. Dylan realizes that he loves Jamie and makes a decision to get the girl back. At the airport, he meets Sean. The guy threatens the hero again. Dylan realizes that Sean behaves this way because of jealousy. Tommy gives a ride to a colleague with his father to the house. On the way, the hero organizes a surprise for Jamie. Leaving his father at home with a neighbor, Dylan hurries to the central station. There, the girl is waiting for her mother. Suddenly, the people around the heroine begin to dance. Mom admits that she will not meet with her daughter today. Jamie sees Dylan on the stairs and realizes that he arranged a formation for her. The hero confesses his feelings to the girl and asks her to be his best friend again. Jamie agrees and the couple kiss. Dylan asks her out on a first date. At the exit from the station, there is a carriage and the heroine admits that she is afraid of horses. The guys go to a cafe to get to know each other anew. Sitting in the cafe, they realize that getting to know each other better can be done in other ways. This was a retelling of the 2011 movie Sex on Friendship. Write in the comments, how do you feel about such friendships? Would you like to try to embody such a thing in your life? See you in the following videos.